What's going on, guys? Sticks here with the TokenMinorities, bringing you the battle for Week 10 of Season 7 of the CPC, and this week we are up against BaconChest and his St. Kilda Serperior. And before I get into the team, just a reminder that if you guys like this video, please leave a like, drop a comment, click that subscribe button as it helps us out a lot, and let's just do more cool stuff for you guys. And anyway, on to the team. Like I said, we are up against BaconChest, and you might notice that his record does not reflect that of a team that has played 9 weeks. Like I said in the previous week, and if you hadn't, I'm going to give a little backstory in case you did not watch the game last week. So basically, Week 8, I clinched an appearance in playoffs. So immediately after that, Week 9 and Week 10, my opponents, I just messaged them and was like, hey, let's play right now, no Johns. Just basically because like the games didn't matter, so I just threw teams together and was like, all right, let's do this so I can relax and not really have to worry about the end of the season. I can record in advance, etc., etc. And so, yeah, I was able to play Crypto, and then I also played Bacon before he had played his Week 9 game. So, yeah, that's why he currently just has the Week 8. But the team that I am bringing is going to be a Specs Coco, a Spike Stacking Skarmory, I don't remember what the Nidoking was. I'm recording this a little bit later, but I don't remember what the Nidoking was. I am bringing a bulky Pert, a bulky Uxie, and a 4 attacks Zoroark. So that's a team that I am bringing, and his team is Megalop, Nidoqueen, Jolteon, Mismagius, Kyurem, and Tapu Fini. What else did he have? I don't remember what else he had. But either way, I mean, just fun game, just threw some stuff together, and let's go ahead and hop right on into it. I am going to lead off with my Nidoking, as I was like, it has a decent matchup, and he leads off with his Nidoqueen. Now, Nidoqueen, first of all, is going to be bulky against me. Like, that's just kind of a given, considering I have a Tapu Koko, and his team really doesn't like Tapu Koko otherwise, so I'm like, okay, this is a bulky Nidoqueen. Never dies to Nidoking, like just kind of how it is. If Nidoqueen has any bulk at all, it's going to survive the Earth Power from my Nidoking. But at that point, I was just kind of like, you know what? Screw it, going for the crit. Let's just see if we can get it. And not only do we not get the crit, but he is Shuka, and even with the crit, if he hadn't been with a crit. Yeah, even through a crit, I wouldn't have been able to knock him out. And if he didn't have the Shuka, I wouldn't have been able to knock him out either. And he is able to just bot me with Earth Power of his own. So I was kind of like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. So Nidoking's dead. But I am going to take this opportunity to go into Swampert to just try to get my rocks up, as he has the same idea. So we trade rocks, and now I'm thinking that he's not going to want to weaken his Nidoqueen for my Koko, so I'm just going to Roar instead of going for a Scald, as he does get me, stays in an Earth Power, so I mean, good play, as I bring in the Finny, and I was like, crap, this is the one thing I didn't want to bring in. But either way, I'm thinking that, okay, Finny can do whatever it wants. It goes for Surf, doesn't do a whole lot. I'm going to go for a Sludge Wave, and that doesn't do a whole lot either. So yeah, this is just kind of not going well. He's just kind of, yeah, and losing Nidoking turn 1 just kind of screwed me over. But now he's going to go into his Nidoqueen as I double into my Uxie, thinking that I can like knock off. As I am going to go for the knockoff on the Nidoqueen. And basically this just turns into a bunch of turns of me trying to knock out Nidoqueen, go for the Iron Tail. I missed. It's unfortunate, but it's whatever. He Sledge Waves me, bringing me lower and lower, and this is just kind of what the battle has turned into. Nidoqueen versus Uxie, where we're just kind of slowly wearing each other down. I will eventually come out on top of this, but I am just going to decide to reveal every single move in my arsenal, because why the heck not? And Nidoqueen will eventually go down. So the score is tied up, but unfortunately, Swampert's weakened. Uxie's basically dead, and I don't have much that I can do. But he's going to go into his Lop, and I'm like, okay, cool. Switch into Skarm. Free switch in. I can get some Rocky Helmet damage off on him. I can roost up. I can get up a Spike, whatever I want to do. As he's going to go for the return, takes the Rocky Helmet, and I'm like, ah, yeah, there we go. That's cool. But he will go into his Jolteon, as even though I'm able to get up a Spike, I'm just like, well, can't do much against this thing, so I'm going to go into my Uxie, sack that off, as he's just going to go for a Volt Switch and kill me. So yeah, this ain't looking too good, but he's going to go into his Lop, and I'm just going to take this opportunity to go right back into my Skarmory to roost up, as, I mean, I could go for a Spike, I could go for a Brave Bird, whatever, but if he goes for High Jump Kick, then that is going to kill me, so I kind of would like Skarmory to stick around, which is why I go for the Roost, as he pulls a switch into Finny, and at this point, I'm not bothering calcing, I'm just like, you know what? Brave Bird has a high base power. I'm going to go for that. It's going to do a chunk. I can beat this Finny 1v1. I have some speed. Maybe I can outspeed that thing as... Well, first of all, no, he outspeeds and defogs, so there go my rocks and spikes, and Brave Bird does nothing, so yeah, that didn't work out. Did not work out particularly well, and now my Skarmory is going to have to take a Surf as I'm going to get up a Spike, and really not sure why I decided to get up a Spike as he really just had a free defog. But yeah, this ain't going, I know I said this ain't going too well, but this is not going particularly well. Just don't know why I went for the Spike, because, I mean, it just gives him free recovery with leftovers, and he can defog anytime he wants, which he goes for right there. And I'm going to go into my suddenly completely healed Swampert and go for a Sludge Bomb, even though I already revealed Sludge Wave, and instead of leftovers, I now have a Life Orb. So the Finny is going to go down, he's going to go into his Mismagius. I was like, screw it, go for the tie. I don't get the tie, and he is able to knock me out with a Dazzling Gleam, so I was like, oh, that's unfortunate, but I can just go into my Swampert to get my rocks back up as his defogger is now gone. I can get some damage off on this Kyurem when it comes in, maybe set it up for Coco as, like, I don't know, maybe Coco can come in and Dazzling Gleam to get a kill on like a Jolteon or the Kyurem later, as now I'm just going to roar, try to bring something in that I can potentially take out. As he goes into it, as I roar him into his Jolteon, this is really nice for me because I can take this opportunity to just pull the switch into my Tapu Koko as he goes into his Mismagius, and I'm like, okay, this is great. Tapu Koko can live whatever hit Mismagius wants to go for. I can 2-hit KO with Dazzling Gleam, I can pick up a KO, and we'll just call it a wash at a 3-0 loss for me. But as you will see, he actually ends up outspeeding and going for Shadow Ball. It does exactly 50, as I'm going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, and that's a 2-hit KO against him. I'm like, you know what, Coco? You're a boss. You can take this next hit and not get the roll, but Coco, you suck. So he is able to knock me out as I'm not able to knock out this Mismagius, and yeah, just kind of all goes downhill from here as Swampert comes in. I'm going to go for a Scald, maybe kill off the Mismagius, but he is going to preserve Differential. And Kyurem's going to come in and just completely destroy my life, as I'm really not able to do much of anything. I'm like hoping for a super mega ultra crit with Torrent. Yeah, that does nothing, and Kyurem is just going to be able to clean me up, hits that Ice Beam and knocks me out. I mean, of course, he hits Ice Beam. It's a 100% accurate move, and then he is going to Z the Skarmory and knock out like 6 of them. So yeah, unfortunately, we do end the season with a 4-0 loss. That was just kind of it was just a fun game. Like, threw the teams together, and he ends up bopping me. So yeah, we end the season 8-2. I believe that is first seed in our conference, and yeah, Bacon is a potential playoff opponent. So I'm looking forward to the chance to redeem myself after this. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And this is Styx signing out. Why not? See you guys.